Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. In 2017, Rachel returned to racing, having taken 2016 off to have her son, and went on to win 2 Ironman races less than a year after giving birth, and in doing so qualified for the Ironman World Championships for the 8th time. Outside of training and racing, Rachel is a passionate advocate for equality and increasing participation in sport by women, as well as a coach. You can follow her at racheljoyce.org. Introduction. In the hazy morning of August 2010, I woke up and decided that I would become a triathlete. My decision was not particularly interesting, aside from the fact that I was super fat and slow and tired and angry. And of the 3 sports that make up triathlon, swimming, biking, and running, I had never done any real swimming, biking, or running. Well, I would sometimes run to Dairy Queen for a fantastically large treat with ice cream and M&Ms. And never mind. Okay, I would run to Dairy Queen. To add insult to injury, I was busy, really busy. A mom of 2 kids under 2 years of age, married. I worked full-time as a lawyer. I commuted 12 hours a week. But I was mostly busy, being tired, fat, isolated, and angry. In light of the stuff I had going on in my life, my decision to become a triathlete felt insane. Where would I actually find the time? Even worse, the decision was riddled with all sorts of odds against me, self-doubt, and sizing concerns. For years, I sat and wreaked havoc on myself by eating crap and drinking more crap. But with my decision, I decided that I would not continue to destroy myself. Did I have all the answers once I made my decision? Not even close. But it was the beginning of a miraculous journey. Little by little, I started moving forward. I walked, I ran, I cycled, I cried. I wore a bathing suit, horror upon all holy horrors. I set goals. I chiseled away at workouts. I did some small races. I met people who believed in me. I met people who did not believe in me. But I started believing in myself, and I kept going. And 1 year later, after kicking my own butt, I crossed the finish line at a half Ironman triathlon. Ironman 70.3 Miami was a race made up of 1.2 miles of swimming, followed by 56 miles of cycling, and topped off with a half marathon run of 13.1 miles. A total of 70.3 miles by water, 2 wheels, and foot. The race took me over 7 hours to complete. I crossed the finish line wearing a size 10 running shoe and a 2XL triathlon suit. I was probably the biggest girl within a 10-mile radius that day, but I was also huge in heart. Since my decision, I have finished dozens and dozens of triathlons and running races. The biggest crazy feat, however, came 2 years after Ironman 70.3 Miami, when I finished my first full Ironman in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, a race consisting of 140.6 miles of insanity, 2.4 miles of swimming, and 112 miles of cycling, topped off with a full marathon of 26.2 miles. I have since completed 3 more of these crazy races, in Lake Placid, Louisville, and Wilmington, and a standalone marathon at Marine Corps Marathon as a wheelchair pusher with the Kyle Peace Foundation. Even stranger is that I keep racing and trying new aspects of swim, bike, and run, and beyond. So, how in the world does someone like me go from a serious couch dweller to a bona fide triathlete while juggling a job, a life, and a family? This book is about showing you exactly how to do it. I will give you all the tools you need, and more than you may want, to get to the finish line of your first or perhaps next triathlon. I will share tons of information about swimming, biking, running, nutrition, mental strength, gear, and race day preparation. Not only that, but I've included some tips and humor about how to balance it all, life, kids, relationship, while keeping yourself happy and sane. If you are teetering on the triathlon edge, not knowing whether you really want to give try a try, I swear this book will push you right on over. This book is for the every woman, which, yes, I realize is totally bad grammatically. However, that's what makes the title funny, because who is anyone to define what every woman needs? We are all different, with different needs, bodies, and goals. So who is the every